prove that it is completely safe, then I might consider it.
For protest leader Fenis Panayiotis, the seeds of doubt about coronavirus and the true world order were sown when he was 12 years old, when he made the curious promise to his father that he'd never allow himself to be microchipped.
I remember I came into the house and my dad sat me down and he said, there's going to be a day in the future that you're going to get told to put a microchip in you. He goes, just listen to my words. When that day comes, don't you dare put that thing in your body.
Do you know where your father got that idea from?
I'm quite sure that it was from something called the Prophecy of St. John that he'd read.
As far-fetched as it might sound, Fenis is convinced that day may soon be upon us all.
All right. Hey, first I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakakadash. Now let's look at this, brothers. Double honors to the apostles and elders and teachers at Great Millstone. Let's look at that prophecy, shall we? I wonder how that guy knew about that. Bugged out, man. I wonder who revealed that to him. How was that revealed to that man? Revelation 13 and verse number 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So there you go. Even the common man, pretty much, or as it would appear, knows what's going on. And that guy's a Jake, man. You know, he's a Greek, Panayiotis. And remember, there's a lot of Israelites in Greece. Lots of them. So much so that, you know, our ancestor Paul, you know, had to go back and forth 3 different times on these missionary journeys, okay, to basically spread the gospel, the good news about Yahushua HaMashiach returning, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And this major prophecy, as he stated, the prophecy of St. John, which I'm going to play that clip again because it's powerful. You know, you have to understand that this is real. You know, the fact that that day is going to be soon upon us, like for sure, you know, within our lifetime, because the technology has been going rapid fire, amazing, like crazy. When you go back, brothers, about, let's say, 15 years, right? Let's say 17 years, 18 years, back in like 2004, we had phones, but we didn't have no iPhones. iPhone didn't exist. It was just Nokia phones, okay? I remember very vividly. It was Nokia phones. It was text through tap text. You had to tap like 3 times just to get one letter, tap 3 times just to get another letter, tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, tap 1, tap 2. It was weird. And there was no real surfing the internet and pulling up anything on the browser. It was just kind of strange and weird stuff going on. So now, as you can see, what I'm able to do with this, okay, I'm going to go ahead and repeat that one more time.
And he said, there's going to be a day.
The seeds of doubt about coronavirus and the true world order were sown when he was 12 years old, when he made the curious promise.
And I want to make it clear, I'm not spreading any medical information at all, okay? This is a clip from 60 Minutes Australia that has 4.7 million subscribers, all right? It's just a 60 Minutes clip. I'm not spreading any medical and any information about anything.
To his father that he'd never allow himself to be microchipped.
I remember I came into the house and my dad sat me down and he said, there's going to be a day in the future that you're going to get told to put a microchip in you. He goes, just listen to my words. When that day comes, don't you dare put that thing in your body.
Do you know where your father got that idea from?
I'm quite sure that it was from something called the Prophecy of St. John that he'd read.
As far-fetched as it might sound, Fennis is convinced that day may soon be upon us all.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's clear as day. Revelation 13 and verse number 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay? And the word mark is not doesn't mean the work that you do with your hands. Okay? There was another thing that I seen about that too. Another clip that a brother had put out from the 90s where they were literally laying it out flat out. Like right on TV, and I don't think nobody really caught that because it was the 90s. So it's either you watched that program or you didn't watch that program. So now we got the internet where we could pull that stuff back up. See what I'm saying? But yeah, in the Greek, see, it says the word from Mark, okay? Charagma. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. It also says right here, the thing carved, sculpture, graven work, mark, and going down, stamp, badge of servitude, graven mark, okay? Graven mark. Okay, and we can even go to, from the root word, right here, stake, palisade, rampart, see, a stake, to sharpen to a point. Yeah, so it's going to pierce. The idea of scratching, so breaking the surface, okay? A palisade, a rampart, mound for circumvallation in a siege trench, okay? So that's powerful. See what I'm saying? See, you have to understand it's a pail, a stake. What do you do with a pail or a stake? You know, it goes through something. That's what it is. Grafo. From that word also, grafo, where you get graffiti from. To write, with reference to form the letters, to delineate, to write. Right. So, yeah. Writing. Scribe. So, basically, he's putting his mark in you to put as a badge of servitude. And it's all going back to that. Okay? Again, Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads. This is the final prophecy. The final prophecy. And just one more time, this dude right here, he might be of the elect. You don't know. That dude might be the elect. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what he's going to find out in next coming years or whatever. This was 2 years ago, man. This was 2 years ago when all this stuff was going down. And actually is all brought about to kind of make people think. And certain people who had time on their hands too to be able to research things. And what do you think we were doing? We were still prophesying. We're still prophesying the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Elder Apostle Tahar had laid it out long ago. And even people like this who may not even have watched the apostles, even they know what's going on, you know? Let's get it in.
Promised to his father that he'd never allow himself to be microchipped.
I remember I came into the house and my dad sat me down and he said, there's going to be a day in the future that you're going to get told to put a microchip in you. He goes, just listen to my words. When that day comes, don't you dare put that thing in your body.
Do you know where your father got that idea from?
I'm quite sure that it was from something called the Prophecy of St. John that he'd read.
As far-fetched as it might sound, Thanos is convinced that day may soon be upon us all.
Yeah, and it's funny that they have the comments are turned off because you know and they know that people are going to be pissed off about certain things. And the reason why, they have elected officials is just because of that. Just like that movie Gladiator when he says, Rome is the mob. You see what I'm saying? The way that the mob responds or the people in mass, that's what, certain people who control things fear the most. You know what I mean? Because if the uprising happens, they're not going to like that. And that's just not what they want. They do want that control. So, hey, brothers, that's what it is. The final prophecy is definitely upon us. And that was 2 years ago now. That this common guy who seems like just a common, regular guy, right? Epaites, so-called Greek man. You got guys who probably think, oh, he's not no Israelite. Why? How do you know you're an Israelite? You can prove it. You can prove it with your lineage. Let me see. So you can't. It's all through the spirit, power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that we understand we're Israelites. I talked to a guy the other day or whatever, and he said, you know what? I always knew I was an Israelite, because I told him the deal. I said, your name is King. That means Malak in the Hebrew. I said, your last name is King. I said, you're a king, man. I said, that's funny because you're from the tribe of Judah. You know what I mean? He said, you know what, man? I always knew I was an Israelite. I just always knew it. That's crazy, man. With that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakat Kwadash, man. Shalom. Let's go.